I'm not showing you my insurance papers.
Exactly.
Never have I ever been asked.
Never
Okay.
have I ever been asked.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay. Well, I'll just shoot it high then, and you're gonna probably hate it.
Well, and so this is a topic that we could probably spend a couple of calls really getting the strategy down for. So
Right.
if that's something you run into, we could definitely talk about that today because I've got some really good analogies. We might have touched on some of it in the past, but this is a skill. Like you've got to be really skilled in presenting the facts and getting people to overcome what they think is the reality about you giving them a bid. Because in their
Yeah.
head, what are they thinking? Why do they want to price from me? I'll let you answer.
Because they want it to be cheaper than what the insurance is going to give them, so
Yes.
that they keep money, but they don't get to.
Right. So the first thing that fundamentally they need to understand is the how insurance used to pay versus how they pay now
Right.
chart.
Yeah.
That thing is the very first thing. Be like, yeah, absolutely. So the first thing we want to do is just say, absolutely, Mr. Jones. Like, I'm definitely going to put together an estimate. In fact, I'm going to put together a line by line estimate in the same pricing software that your insurance company is using.
Right.
The reason we do that is because what they used to do way back in the past is they would give you a price and then they'd say, or they would give you a claim number and then they'd say, go ahead and go collect 3 bids and turn them in. Guess which one they'd pick?
Yeah.
Cheapest one, right?
Cheapo Jose.
The cheapest one. So homeowners, especially in nice, I'd always say like, especially nice houses like yours, they weren't super jazzed about their insurance company being like, here, you take the penny contractor, right? Like the budget contractor, 2
Right.
trucks, truck. So they stopped doing that. But what they started doing instead is using a third-party pricing software that has it's like the Kelly Blue Book, right? Of insurance pricing for labor, construction materials, stuff like that. The reason that they do that is because you know as well as I do, you got contractors that charge an arm and a leg and they charge twice as much as everybody else because they've got a 15,000 square foot warehouse full of materials and a fleet of 15 company trucks and they've got 12 in-house employees and they got blah blah blah,
Right.
blah. Then you've got 2 chucks in a truck, Joe Blow roofer that works out of the back of his pickup truck, right? Doesn't have an office, doesn't carry proper insurance, uses the cheapest 3-tab materials that he can use, dumps his debris in a creek, right? You know, so he's going to be half as much as everybody else. And then you have
Right.
everybody in between. So the insurance companies now use something called Xactimate. That's that Kelly Blue Book. I use the identical price list. The reason that I do that is because now we're not arguing about nickels and dimes. We're making sure that the scope is the same.
Yeah.
Right. And that's when I use that hamburger analogy. When I say, look, let's say instead of a roof,
Sorry.
no worries, you're good. Let's say instead of a roof, your insurance company had insured you for a cheeseburger and you dropped your cheeseburger on the ground and State Farm comes out and goes, okay, yep, we're going to go ahead and reimburse you for the cheeseburger so you can get a new one. And they write you an estimate, it's $4. And then you ask your chef for an estimate and he turns it into you for a cheeseburger and his says $7. And you're like, well, whoa, is the chef price gouging me? But then when you look closer, if they're using the same price list, the insurance company only wrote up for a Wonder Bread bun, a Kraft slice of cheese, right? 1 patty and ketchup and mustard. Your
Right.
chef wrote up for a brioche bun, toasted, right? A grass-fed organic Angus patty,
Yeah.
1/3 pound, ketchup, mustard, a slice of Swiss cheese, pickles, caramelized onions, and his was $7. But he wrote that up because that's what you had before.